Hello, hello, and welcome on into another episode of the Whiskey Crusaders. I'm Will.
I'm Sarah.
I'm Matt.
Today we're talking about Elijah Craig and their small batch barrel proof.
That's a mouthful.
Isn't it though?
Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button and click that little notification button. Matt, want to give us a little background on what we have here in our glass?
I do. This is Elijah Craig barrel proof. This is the A120 bottling, but let's talk about Elijah Craig himself first. This is a Heaven Hill bottling, but Elijah Craig is an actual real person. They have this marketing BS called that he was a father bourbon. It's total crap. It's all just good marketing. So what I did find out, he was actual Baptist minister, educator, road builder, factory builder, land speculator. He did all sorts of cool stuff. But his most important, he was a distiller though, so distilling is obviously very important. He was in Virginia, which became part of Kentucky in 1792 when he became statehood. And what's interesting is that it's in Fayette County, which is also named for Marquis Lafayette from the House of Bourbon, which we get where Bourbon County came from, which I did not know before yesterday, which is really pretty cool. So anyway, so he was imprisoned in 1768 for preaching without a license with the Anglican Church. So that sucks. But he would preach to freemen and slaves, which is pretty radical for back in that time.
Yeah.
Being west of the mountains and the Allegheny, I guess more or less hillbilly people at that point. So, it is what it is. But yeah, so apparently got in trouble with the British a lot, but it is what it is. But anyway, so I ended up working with James Madison and Patrick Henry to establish the freedom of religion and, of course, the First Amendment to the Constitution. So that's pretty remarkable accomplishment on his own, let alone being a distiller, which is pretty cool. He also established the first classical school in Kentucky, the written part, which became part of the Rittenhouse Academy, which of course this other whiskey called Rittenhouse Rye that's also named after that, which is pretty interesting. And he gave away the land for Georgetown University, which still exists today. So he's also the first fire chief in Georgetown. He started all sorts of cool stuff. And also his stories are always the first guy to put in a barrel, first guy to put it char. They can't prove any of it. The first time it's actually talked about was 1874. He died in 1808. So didn't happen. So even though it's on their website, it's all BS. But really good marketing. So good job marketing. So anyway.
Sorry to tamp that down for all you people who believe it.
Yes. Sorry, guys. Sorry to burst your bubble. I did some pretty thorough research on it. Didn't happen. So actually, the name of the distiller, I
was going to say, so what do we have in our glass here? What's the mash bill? What are we looking at for all those types of things?
What's the true part of all? Here's the real part. So what the actual bottle is, the actual name started in 1960, but no one actually ever used it till 1986. And it started with Commonwealth Distillers, but bought by Heaven Hill in 76. 10 years later, when the condition of bourbon was just total crap, they introduced the 12-year as the standard bottling to a higher quality product. Now, unfortunately, the age statement is off of the small batch now in 2016. Now it's 8 to 12 years, but these are always 12, these cask strengths. So this one here is a 136.6, and it's A120. The A is for the year. The second digit of it is always going to be the month, and then the last two is going to be the year. So this one is a first batch January of 2020. So, so it is. They've ranged anywhere from 124.2, which is the B517, which is the lowest, which was the Whiskey Advocates winner, I guess, in 2017, up to 140.2 back in September 2014. Mash bill, and this is 75 corn, 13 rye, 12 malted barley. So this is a donation from our buddy Eric Evanson. We thank you very much. Now we are going to have a special video for you for being the seventh one, which is the special Mash Oak one. The first person we have that's got 7. This is what I have donated 7. We haven't reviewed 7. So when the social distancing ends, we'll give you the really cool thing we have for you as far as what the awesome ceremony is going to be for 7. It's quite cool, but we can't talk about it until we can show you. Showing you is much cooler.
So for now, the name goes up, and we say thank you again.
Thank you.
All right, so let's get into this thing.
Okay.
Well, this thing is big.
Oh, yeah. You can definitely get that proof right on the nose.
That 136 comes jumping out of the glass, blowing some of the alcohol vapors out can help. But
I get char and leather, brown sugar, and a little bit of vanilla.
I get a little bit of a toffee, almost a coffee note.
Yeah, bean.
Coffee bean.
Not brewed.
Yeah. Yeah, it's got, like you said, caramel, butterscotch, that char and oak, smoke, burnt marshmallows. Got the enthadol, some mint. Cream brulee topping. Let's see here. But it's also got like, what do you call it? Fruits behind it, like some apples, oranges, vanilla extract, chocolate covered cherries, a little bit of cinnamon, nutmeg with that worn leather and tan cowhide.
Yeah, it's got your typical bourbon notes, but they are just like ramped up.
Yeah, this is vanilla bean, right? Like it actually is the shavings, not just an extract. This is like pure shavings. It's everything is dialed up.
Yeah, I totally get that creme brulee.
It's the way bourbon is supposed to be. Let's put it that way for sure. That is, as you say, a high proof horse dream.
That's my dream. Yeah, and if, I will say that if you are not used to high proof and you are going to try this, do not stick your nose far into the glass. Do not take a big puff of it. We're not trying to, get drunk off of fumes here, because it'll hurt your nose if you're not used to.
Yeah. I would not suggest getting this up your nose either, because that's going to burn like hell.
Definitely, if you're going in and you're not getting much other than alcohol vapors, because you will on this, blow in the glass a little bit and then take a sniff.
Definitely. Yeah, the other night I was drinking some Japanese peated stuff. I thought I grabbed the wrong glass. I grabbed the full glass, went right up the nose. That was horribly painful.
Do not snort liquor.
And I'm really glad that one was only, I think, 96. This
only.
Still,
I can only imagine what this would be.
Ouch. That would be burning.
Godly painful.
Burning and probably a lot of coughing.
All right.
Yeah.
Certainly one of the best noses I've smelled in a while of bourbon.
Ooh, feel that swell. First thing that hits me is a char and oak. And then I do get that leather, but kind of ashy leather, worn leather.
Tanned leather.
Right there in the front. This thing is going on forever.
The flavors are still swelling in my mouth.
Growing. That's still spreading down my throat. And I love it. It's a warming sensation.
Yeah, it'll make you choke if you're not careful. I would take very small sips of this one. It is hot.
Very much like you are drinking a brand new brewed cup of hot coffee. Small sips at first. But yeah, I got all that going on in the front, and then it hits with the rest of the normal bourbon notes, the vanilla, the brown sugars, and all of that normal, typical bourbon notes. But they are just so amped up, and just it's still going. The finish is still going.
I would say not even the finish is still going, but the flavors are still swelling in my mouth. The finish is still going on an upward trajectory. It's not even like coming back down at this point. This is beautiful.
I love it.
It's really good.
If you ever do get choked up by a liquid, my suggestion is always, as soon as you swallow, try and exhale all of the vapors you can through your mouth sharply and very, very quickly. Blow out.
Not through your nose.
Not through your nose, but straight through your mouth. And you'll kind of clear some of the vapors out of your passageways. And that'll kind of keep you from choking up a little bit.
Definitely. Yeah. Like I said,
go ahead.
No, it's very alcohol forward for sure.
This is very alcohol forward.
Yeah, and the exhale of the breath will also help you get some more of the other flavors that's behind that alcohol. When I exhale, it's almost like just clearing it out, but the rest of the flavors just swell. So
it's very heavy, syrupy.
Yes, it's got a great mouthfeel.
It does. It has the cherry NyQuil taste to it, but it's also the same, I would say, consistency and thickness as cherry NyQuil.
Right.
But it's in a good way, I guess, though.
Right.
It's got like a lot of like a sweet corn, like cream corn, like freshly signed shoes, oiled leather jackets with earth. It's a little earthy and dirty.
It is very, very viscous. It's very oily.
Like a lot of apples and oranges, a lot of oak and vanilla in there. But it's also got like some dry chocolate milk, like cocoa powder. Like
totally get that chocolate right in the finish.
That Nestle's, like you took your nose, you put in that Nestle powdery crap that kids like to drink some milk, that stuff.
Don't snort that either.
It's really, really good. Yeah.
I'm going to add some water to this guy, being as big and high proof as it is. And you said it was 12 years old, right, Matt?
Yes, it's 12 years old. So
this could have some nice oiliness, some good carbons in there from all that barrel char.
And hopefully this turns out to be a good experiment. So those that, aren't into such a big proof can tamp it down a little bit themselves.
The proof did not dial down.
You only put 2 drops in. I
did only put a couple of tiny drops in. So I wasn't trying to water it down. I was really just trying to open up oils. It kind of fractured it though.
Yeah.
The flavor was not round and cohesive across my palate. Things were kind of spiky and jagged instead. I'm going to actually water this down quite a bit more, just to kind of see, where it goes, because I wasn't a big fan of that one.
Yeah, it didn't really bring a lot to it. And honestly, I don't know, it could just be because I like high proof things.
Yeah.
I missed the forever finish.
Yeah.
Because it did tamp down the 2 drops, it tamped down that long finish.
Yeah.
And I really like that long finish.
I agree.
It's the kind of finish that you want on a cold night and you need something to warm you up from the inside out.
I agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We didn't get that much in Texas.
One night do several of these as a live. I have a bunch of these different ones and see which one we like as our favorite in the blind. I think that'll be fun.
I think a blind between this and Stag Junior would be really good.
It would be.
This feels like a Stag Junior where it just has that real big oomph behind it, where it's not taking any prisoners, it's not playing any games.
Yeah,
like bourbon turned up to 10.
Yeah, this doesn't have the nuance, I think, of the B517 or the C18. C918. This thing is beautiful. It's big and bold, and like you said, I think it's more Stag Junior. We should compare it, to like the 132.1. I think that would be fun to do as a separate video and just compare the two of those. And see if we don't die on blowing them. So
yeah, that might be an interesting video for sure.
So 1 drop of water, 2 drops of water was not that much of an improvement, but multiple drops of water actually did bring back the long of the finish. The flavors kind of came back together again. It didn't feel fractured at all.
It has a little bit more of a peppery ding to it.
The rye spice
on the finish
kind of comes out a little bit more.
Yeah.
So this is one that I would absolutely have a lot of fun playing with, adding different amounts of water and seeing how much I liked it.
Seeing how it is over a cube.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And taking the time with a cube and letting the cube go for a little bit and, finding the right spot to take that cube out.
Yep.
That's a fun way to play around.
Yeah.
Experiment with it too.
Especially like one of those big spherical ones might be really fun.
Yeah.
Yep.
See what it does, but
agreed.
Like she just said, a fun cube drinking tip. If that bourbon gets to that perfect point where it's just right to drink it, take that cube out. That's when it's done. Anymore. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. No point drinking watery bourbon.
And if you like your bourbon cold and you need to remove that cube, stick a glass in the freezer. Just let it get cold and put your bourbon into the glass.
Yeah.
You don't want to water it down by any, or it's already down to where you want it, but you just want it to stay cold. Stick it in a cold glass.
Yeah.
Better yet, stick it in a Yeti and stay cold forever. And nobody will know what you're drinking.
We have one of those little Yeti tumblers. It's really good stuff.
It's good for all those school nights when you're at a god-awful place.
PTA meetings.
All of the above.
All right. I really enjoyed this.
I did too.
A lot.
Yeah.
Again, Eric, thank you very much.
This was a donation. Do we know about approximate price point, Matt? Sorry about that.
They're $50.
Okay. Yeah, I'd pay that.
Yeah, very, very reasonable. I think that's a great price for a great product. And these are actually way more available than like Stag or anything. Heaven Hell seems to do a much better job of actually having allocated product you can actually get. Now, in Texas, we couldn't find it yet, but hey, thankfully we have Eric. Awesome. Thank you so much for giving to us. Maybe we'll get it by June at this rate. God only knows. But we really appreciate it. It's an awesome gift.
This was a brand new release then?
Yes. This was technically it's from January, but it hasn't shown up in Texas yet.
Okay. But I just want to make sure because, I'd like to find it when it shows up in Texas. I have a very close family member that would probably enjoy this as much as I do.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
Yeah. So, all right. Thank you again, Eric. Appreciate this 100%. Appreciate this. Yeah. Right down my alley. Again, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and click on that notification bell. And until next time,
keep on crusading for better whiskey in your glass.
Cheers.
Cheers.
You're late on the draw there, Matt.
I know. Okay. I'm sorry you died. You'll just have to play again.
We have that conversation so often with Junior, and he gets so frustrated. I'm like, dude, that's how you get better. Just do it over and over again. How do you think you're good at video games?
By dying.
By dying.
Of
course, when I started, it was a joystick and a button. Thanks, Atari. So.
Oh, yeah, the tank game was my favorite.
Atari. Atari. Qbert was the best. Sorry, okay.
Rant over.
Pitfall.
Pitfall was good.
Oh, yeah, the game too.
Are we ready?
Sure.
Are we though?
Ready, we're gonna be.
Go.
3, 2. Maybe. At some point tonight.